Alright folks, this is the last of 5 videos. Remember, the rest of your test is broken up into one video per section, in case you need specific help with that section. So determine the best method to solve each system of equations. That means you tell me, or you determine which method you prefer to use to solve the system of equations. And then you do it. So for 14, if I were you, I would probably use the substitution method. Because if you look at these two systems, you already have one of your variables completely by itself. Okay, so you don't have to do any extra work. You just have to substitute this expression in the other equation for x. So I'm going to do that here. So 3, instead of 3 times x, I'm going to write 3 times this whole expression, 2y minus 1, plus y equals 11. Now you just have y's, so that means we just have to solve for y. Let's do it. Let's distribute. 6y minus 3 plus y equals 11. Combine our like terms. 6y plus y is 7y minus 3 equals 11. Add 3 to both sides. 7y should equal 14. And now your last step, just divide by 7. So you know you've got a y value of positive 2. Then let's take that guy all the way back up. I'm going to once again choose the first equation. This one seems like it's going to be easy to work with since I'm trying to find x. Okay, and let's plug this 2 in right here. That was supposed to be an underline. Let's plug it in for y right here. So if I rewrite the top equation, x equals, instead of saying 2 times y, I'm going to say 2 times 2. And then finish this guy off with the minus 1. So x equals 4 minus 1. Oops. X equals 4 minus 1, or x equals 3. So your final answer should be 3, 2. Alright, let's do one final question. Looking at this guy, well, I don't want to use the graphing method because it's going to take me a little bit of work to get my equations into slope-intercept form, so let's throw that one out. How about the substitution method? We could use it, but it would take us a minute to get one of our variables isolated. How about the elimination method? I think that is the best option here, because guess what? Your y's have the same number out in front. Remember, that's a negative y, or negative 1y. So, if we're going to use the elimination method, that means we must determine whether we're adding or subtracting. If you choose to add, what's negative 1y plus negative 1y? Let me write that out for you just so we can see this. Negative 1y plus negative 1y actually equals negative 2y. Since that has not eliminated my y's, we know we've chosen the wrong operation. So let's just erase that really quickly and start over. Obviously, we're going to subtract. 5x minus 3x is 2x. Now here we have, let's get rid of this guy, negative y. Then you're subtracting, and then you have another negative y. Folks, when you subtract a negative, that means you got a bam bam. That means these guys are going to cancel out. And that was the whole point of the elimination method. We wanted to eliminate our y's. So we did well there. Now lastly, 17 minus 13 is 4. Alright, from here it's smooth sailing. Solve for x. X equals 2. And now let's plug this guy back in to find y. I'm going to choose the second equation, I think. It doesn't really matter. So instead of 3 times x, I'm going to say 3 times 2 when I rewrite this guy. Minus y equals 13. And guys, now we just have to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. I'm left with negative y equals 7. So if this is negative 1y, we've got to divide by negative 1 on both sides. And you should be left with y equals negative 7. My final answer better be 2, comma, negative 7. All right, folks, I hope these were helpful. If you still need to look at one of the other sections, take the time to do it. If you don't need to watch the whole video, don't. Okay? This is as much or as little as you need. I'll see you tomorrow.